Hi, my name is Samantha and I am the editor-in-chief here at Top Dog Tips. If you guys are just tuning in, I do a lot of different videos for our website and our YouTube channel. I do some product reviews, I do some how-to videos, and my latest venture is to do product comparisons. A lot of times I do product reviews on similar products. For example, last week I did a comparison of de-shedding tools. I had done a lot of different reviews on different de-shedding tools, and I felt like it was really important to get all of that information in one place so that dog owners could take a look at that and make their decision without having to remember different things about different products. So I'm going to do that again this week, and my comparison this week is on dog nail clippers. Now, dog nail clipping, I did make a how-to video on that, and I'm going to link that. If you guys are on YouTube, that will be in the description below. If you guys are on our website, it's going to be in the detailed written instructions that are down here below. The detailed written comparison that's down below this video. So you guys can check that out. When you talk about dog nail clippers, there are so many different options. This video is not going to talk about dog nail clipping per se, because I do have a separate video on that, so you can go ahead and check that out. But I am going to talk a bit about the different types. The type that I prefer are just your standard dog clippers like these. These are actually the kind that I use in my home with my dogs because I have two large breeds, so we do use these for large breeds. Now, they have these clippers with the stainless steel blades. They have other clippers with stainless steel blades that instead of having a handle that does this and the clippers go horizontally like this, they have a type of clipper called a guillotine clipper, and what you do is when you squeeze the handle on that, the blade comes down and cuts vertically, which if you think of an old school guillotine that they used to use to chop off people's heads, it's that kind of an action. The blade comes and just kind of slices off the tip of your dog's nail. So same thing, they work the same, they're just set up a little bit differently. And then we have another product that I'm going to talk about today, which is the Dremel. These are becoming more popular with dogs and dog owners and groomers. And the Dremel is an electric tool that has this file on the top which spins very quickly and just files down your dog's nail instead of actually clipping it off. So I don't have the guillotine style clippers. Again, they work pretty much the same way as the standard clippers, so I figured I'd show you these, and it's really just a personal preference if you prefer the guillotine ones. So as with any product, I always recommend people go to the pet store, check out the different products that they have, and feel them, test them out for yourself to make sure that you're getting one that you personally prefer. Just because I personally prefer the clippers doesn't mean that you will. You might like the guillotine better, you might like the Dremel better, and of course you want to take into consideration your pet's personal preferences as well. So I like this style, my dogs like this style, and we're happy with that. You may prefer the guillotine. Chances are if your dog is okay with clippers, they're going to be okay with the guillotine style because it does the same thing. If your dog is terrified of clippers, maybe you should try the Dremel. In our house, our dogs are terrified of the Dremel, so the clippers seem to work better. So I will jump in and tell you about the three products that I have today. I have these clippers for large dogs, and these are from a company called Epoca. It's E-P-I-C-A. Again, if you jump onto our website, topdogtips.com, if you're watching this, all of this information is below. If you're watching this on YouTube or one of our social media channels, the link to my detailed written comparison is in there. Just click on that, and all the information is in there for all of these products. You can find them all on Amazon, and all the links to those are in there if you are interested in checking any of these out or buying some for yourself. So these ones are from Epoca. These are the best professional dog nail clippers. They're just a traditional pet nail clipper from Epoca. And then I have these from Safari, which you'll notice are almost the exact same thing, just much smaller. These are for small and medium breeds. They do have some slight differences, and I'll talk about that. But those two. And then I also have the Dremel here, and this Dremel is, again, not our favorite product in this house. It does not mean it's not going to be yours, so I am going to touch on that and talk about it as well. Now, there are so many options. What I want to do is talk to you about some common features that you're going to find in nail clippers, and also talk to you about the features that you'll find on these that are pretty standard, as well as some of the things that make them unique. And you can obviously do your own research, find some clippers. If you have any questions that you would like answered, if you have nail clippers or you're looking at nail clippers that are different than the ones here and you've got some questions, I'd be happy to answer that. So make sure that you don't hesitate to ask me any questions that you have. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the details of these 3 clippers. So I want to start out talking with you guys about these clippers from Epoca. Now again, these are for large breed dogs, and that's why you can instantly see the difference in size between the Safari Clippers and the Epoca Clippers. One's for small and medium breeds, one's for large breeds. Now, if you have multiple dogs like we do, we have 2 large breeds and a small breed. You can use small clippers on large dogs. It's going to be harder. Dog nails are thicker depending on the size of the dog, and they're longer depending on the size of the dog. So small clippers are going to be much harder to use on a large dog. It's not saying that you can't, but certainly if you have a multi-dog household like ours, you really should have 2 different sets of clippers. Again, you can use the smalls on a large dog, but it's going to be more challenging. You can use the large clippers on a small dog. It's going to be easy to cut through those small nails. However, it's a lot easier to also take off too much of the nail and get the quick when you're using a set of clippers that is too big for the dog's nails. So really, ideally, they're not very expensive. It's best to have 2 sets of clippers if you have 2 different sized dogs. And that's all I'm really going to say about that. So buy clippers that are meant for your dog. These are for the large breeds. One thing that you're going to find that's pretty standard on clippers like this, whether they're this style or the guillotine style, is a stainless steel head. You really do want to find ones that have a stainless steel head. You're going to be hard-pressed not to. The blades are traditionally stainless steel now, but if you do find them that are made with another type of metal, you may run into rust, you may run into durability issues. Stainless is obviously going to be more durable, and you can rinse these off with warm water, just a mild detergent. You can wash these and you're all set. Other metals, you may not have that luxury to be able to do that without experiencing the rust. So stainless steel blades and a full stainless steel head would be really great. One thing that you do want to look for as well, this little lever here, you can see that I'm locking and unlocking them. When it's up like this, they're locked. You can't open the blades. If you squeeze the grip in all the way and just flick this down, then it opens them, and that's when you can use the clippers. It's a great safety feature to have. You really should look for clippers that have that. And then when I open it, you see the spring here. These are spring loaded, which makes it so much easier as a groomer or just a dog owner that's clipping your dog's nails to use these. When you squeeze it and clip the nail, it's going to pop right back open automatically, so you're not trying to do that yourself. It really saves on hand fatigue, so that's a great thing to have, is that spring action there. And the other thing, you might be able to just see it back here, there is, and I'm going to show you these up close in a second, but there's a guard here, a stainless steel guard, and what that does is it prevents the dog's nail from going in too far and for you to clip the quick. If you're somebody like me, I frequently clip my dog's nails, so you still can clip the quick if you stick your dog's nail, if they've been cut recently and you stick it in, you still do run that risk. But with longer nails, this does really help. And if it's a benefit to have, 1, if you don't clip your dog's nails very often, and 2, if you're new to the process. So it's a nice safety feature to have again. So these are the Epoca Clippers. They do have, you'll see these little grooves in the handle that contour to your fingers, and the red part here is rubber, the black is a hard plastic, but the red is a rubber grip, so that's really nice for comfort, and it's also nice so it's not sliding out of your hands while you're trying to clip your dog's nails. Oh, sorry, I do just want to mention too that you can pick these up on Amazon for $9.95, so for $10, they really last a long time. The pair that we have, the clippers that we have for our dogs, we've had for multiple years, actually multiple generations of dogs. We've probably had them over a decade now, because we use them with previous pets that have passed away, and now we're on to the new generation. So $10 for a product that you're going to use for a long time. Really, you should have clippers until the blades get dull, and then if you have a husband like mine who's very mechanical, he can sharpen the blades for you, and you don't even need to replace them. But really, you should have them until the blades wear out, especially if they're stainless steel blades and a good quality clipper. So not an expensive purchase, but something you really should have. Again, that video that I mentioned to you about how to clip dog nails, it talks as well about the importance of clipping dog nails. If you don't do it regularly, that can cause pain for your dog because the nails get too long and they start to push up on his paws when he walks on the floor. So very important, something that is a must as far as dog grooming, and something that's easy to do at home once you get over that initial fear of clipping the quick. It's very easy, and of course it doesn't cost very much to buy the tools to do so. So these are the Epoca Clippers. I will jump into the Safari Clippers. They're very similar to the Epoca Clippers. They have, again, this light green part is a hard plastic, and the dark green part is the rubber grip, and again, the little grooves for your fingers. You do want to look for that because hand fatigue and clipping nails, depending on your dog and depending on how many dogs you have. For example, we have 3 dogs. So just clipping all the nails on all 3 dogs takes a little while. We have 2 dogs that are very good and let me clip their nails fairly quickly. Our boxer, I can clip all of her nails in under 3 minutes probably. She just lays there while I go around and clip them all very quickly. Our lab takes a little bit longer, but she is getting used to it, and I can probably do hers in under 5 minutes to do all of her nails. And then we have our little beagle who is only 6 months old. She's still learning, and it takes me 15 to 20 minutes to clip her nails. It takes a while. I have to do a lot of distraction, a lot of petting, a lot of praising, a lot of treating still to get her to let me clip her nails. So you know, by the time that I get through everybody, I've held these clippers in my hand for 45 minutes, maybe close to an hour. It can be tiring on your hands. Of course, you can take a break if you want to, but it's really nice to have something that's going to be comfortable, have a comfortable grip, and allow you to clip for a long time, especially if you're a professional groomer, if you're somebody that clips nails for, say, family members, or you have multiple dogs. You know, you really want to look for that rubber grip and some kind of a contour for your hand. So the Safari Clippers, same thing. They have a stainless steel head. They have a little guard there, which you can't see very well, but again, I'm going to show these 2 close up for in a minute. They have the spring action, and then of course they also have the locking mechanism. So very similar to the Epoca Clippers. They're a little bit cheaper. You can pick these up on Amazon for $6.65, and that's probably because they're a little bit smaller size. So again, a great choice for clippers. They have all the things that you want to look for in a clipper. They're just geared towards small dogs, so you only want to purchase these ones for small dogs. And again, with the Epoca, you only want to purchase these for large dogs. Sorry, the Safari is for small and medium dogs, so you only want to get those for small and medium dogs, and the Epoca only for large dogs. And you can see that size difference very, very clearly. If you're in a pet store and you're looking for clippers for your dog, notice the size of the clippers is probably going to relate to the size of the dog that they work for, so keep that in mind. Okay, so on to the Dremel. Obviously a very different tool than the clippers, but it accomplishes the same goal. Now, like I mentioned, our dogs are scared of the Dremel, and you can hear the noise. This has 2 settings, 1 which is the lower setting and 2 which is the higher setting. So this is 1 and setting 2. So you can hear that buzzing noise. That really irritates our dogs. The first dog that I have in the pack that we have now, the first one we got is our boxer. She's a rescue, and noises, different noises, loud noises, noises like this scare her anyway. So I started using the clippers with her simply because that's what she wasn't afraid of. And probably with our other dogs, the reason that they're afraid of the Dremel is because they've never been exposed to it. I'm sure they would come around with time, but it's just easier for us because we started with the clippers with our oldest dog to just continue using the clippers for future generations. So you know, that's definitely just a preference thing. It's our dog's preference. It's my preference now. One thing I will mention is that the Dremel takes longer no matter what dog you have, whether they're used to the Dremel or not used to the Dremel, used to the clippers, not used to the clippers. Clippers are so much faster. You just go through snip, 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 and do your dog's nails. With a Dremel, it's like a nail file. You turn it on, you hold it up to the nail, and it just files the nail very slowly, even on the high setting. You can see it taking off a little bit of my fingernail each time that you go through, but I still have some fingernail there. It takes a while. Dog nails are much thicker than fingernails. So it really, you don't press it in hard. You just kind of set it on the nail, let it go, and it just shaves off just a very little bit at a time, but it probably takes you about a minute to do each nail, maybe like 45 seconds if your dog will sit still for it. Again, because you're not pressing it in and driving it into the nail, or you are going to ruin your Dremel very quickly. You're just setting it on there and letting it go. So as opposed to the clippers where all you have to do is just one quick snip and it's done, the Dremel takes you a little while to get each individual nail done. With my dogs, I can do, our Chocolate Lab Sadie isn't super used to the Dremel. You'll see that because I'm going to use this with her in a little bit. But I can do one paw on her in about the same time that it takes me to do all 4 of her paws with the clipper. So that's my personal preference, and that's why I don't like the Dremel. But you may prefer the Dremel yourself, or your dog may prefer the Dremel. If your dog is scared of clippers and prefers the Dremel, it's certainly something to look into. They're a bit more expensive. This Dremel costs $23.68, so $25 we'll say, on Amazon, about $25. You do have to replace this file head on the top. Think of it just like a nail file for humans. After a while it's going to get dull and you're going to have to replace that, so that's an added expense. So they are a little bit more expensive, but overall, you know, they get the job done, again, like I said. So it's really just a personal preference and your dog's preference. So the Dremel, again, has 2 settings. It runs on a battery, which is really nice. This happens to be the charger. It's super easy to just plug this in and then plug it into a wall. It's got the little light on there that tells you when it's fully charged. So that's a lot nicer than some tools Dremel tools that run on batteries. One, you get a consistent power when you have this battery. The little disposable batteries will start out really high and then very quickly go to like a medium, and they stay on a medium power for a while, and then of course they start losing power as they start losing energy. But this battery and the rechargeable batteries, as with anything, they keep that high power for a much longer time. So that's certainly a plus if you are going to look for a Dremel. Do not choose one that runs on batteries. One, you're not going to get the same power, and 2, you're going to have to pay to replace those batteries all the time. So it's much more cost effective to buy one like this. The ones I will say that run on disposable batteries, the Dremel itself is going to be a little bit cheaper, but again, you're going to lose money in the long run by having to continue to replace those batteries, so keep that in mind. So the Dremel is pretty self-explanatory. There is a little head here that you can take off, and then it pops this, the little file head here will pop out, and you can interchange those. Most Dremels, this one that I have came with many, like 6, I think, replacement heads. Depending on the one you buy, most of them will come with replacement heads, so that's something to pay attention to as well, or to make sure at least that the kind that you buy has a common replacement head, so you don't have to like specially order them online. You can pick them up right in your local pet store. So this is the Dremel. Again, I showed you those other 2 nail clippers. I explained to you why I prefer the nail clippers. So I'm going to go ahead and show you these products up close, and I'm also going to take you outside because I prefer to clip my dog's nails. It's a beautiful day today, and I prefer to do that outside. It keeps the mess outside. My dogs are a lot more calm if they're just relaxing outside when I try and clip their nails. So I'll show you the products up close, and then we'll go outside and I'll show you how they work on my dogs, and you'll be able to see that difference between the clippers and how fast they are, and the Dremel and how much longer that takes. So the first one that I'm going to show you is the Epoca Clippers up close, and then we will move on to the other 2. Okay, so these are the Epoca Clippers. Again, I wanted to show you those close up. And here again, I'm going to squeeze these together, flip that, and it opens up. You can see that spring in the middle, the spring-loaded hand grips, and then you can see these stainless steel trimmers, and in the back there you can see the guard. These guards you can move back and forth, so then if you need to take it out, say you're grooming a dog whose nails are very long, you can do that, and then you can just move it back there when you're ready, and it just, when you're clipping, you can see that it prevents the dog's nail from going too far back there. I don't know if you can see it very well from this side, but it doesn't really allow you to clip very much off, which is good, so you're not clipping the quick. So again, the black part is that hard plastic, and then the red part is that rubber grip. And I will go ahead and show you how these work on our chocolate lab. I will go ahead and show you how these work on our boxer Chloe in just a second. Okay everybody, so we are outside with Chloe, and I have these Epoca nail trimmers with me, and we are going to go ahead and clip a few of Chloe's nails just so you can see how fast and how quickly these stainless steel trimmers will slice right through the nail. It doesn't take any time at all, as long as you have trimmers that have sharp edges. If you notice them getting dull, you want to replace those so that they don't get hung up on your dog's nails. That could cause the nail to break if you get hung up and then you pull these off. Could snap the nail and cause your dog some pain. So we're just going to go ahead. Chloe's very used to having her nails trimmed, so I'm going to have her, I like to have her lean back and just relax. And now I'm going to go ahead and clip her back nails here. They don't really need a lot clipped off because I do it so often. Oh, no, Sadie. You come this way. Sadie, go. They want to wrestle, but it's not wrestling time. Sorry about that little entertainment piece. So I will clip Chloe's front nails because she's facing this way. So I will just go ahead and show you 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chloe's front paws are all Chloe's front paw is all trimmed. That's how quickly it is with these Epoca nail trimmers. These are a wonderful choice. They're very comparable to other types of nail trimmers, and they work, as you can tell, very well. That spring-loaded mechanism, remember how important that is, because that's what allows you to do it so quickly. It just pops right back open. I'm really happy with these. And here are those Safari clippers for small and medium breeds. Same thing as the Epoca clippers. If I go ahead and give this a squeeze, you can flip that safety lock down, and you can see right in here is that spring-loaded grip. And same thing again on the back here. We have the guard that you can move back and forth if you want to. And in the front, you can see that the guard is up now, so it's not letting you clip too much of that. This light green, again, is the hard plastic, and the dark green is that rubber grip. So you have that nice, easy grip, and it springs right back for you so that you're not getting hand fatigue. These are, again, for small and medium breeds, whereas the Epoca clippers were much larger for the larger breeds. So I am going to use these on our small breed Beagle mix Molly, and I will show that to you guys in just a minute. Hey everybody, so I am outside here. Whoops, Chloe's gonna come hang out with us too. I am outside here with Molly, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how well the Safari trimmers work. Obviously we're outside. Molly's got some other things on her mind, but we're gonna try and get her to let us clip a few of her nails, so I can show you guys how fast these trimmers work. Again, that stainless steel blade just clips right through the nails and does a really nice job. No, come here. Good girl. That's a good girl. So they clip really quickly, which I like. Obviously, if you have a squirmy worm like Molly here, you want to do it as quickly as possible. I'm going to go ahead and do her dew claw right now, if she'll stay still. Molly. I know, that's a good girl. So there it is, there's one done. That quick. I prefer to use these type of nail clippers because it is so quick, as opposed to a Dremel that you have to file down the nail and it takes longer. There are guillotine type nail clippers which work a little bit differently, but they are the same thing. It's just a nice quick slice through the nail. Now you see Molly's getting a little, go on Chloe. Go on. No, you stay. Yes, you stay. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. So there's another nail trimmed, and then you can just keep moving along every time you get one done. I don't know if she's going to let me hold her paw. With Molly, usually I have to kind of trick her a little bit and pet her to get her to sit still long enough to clip her nails. I try and sometimes get her when she's sleeping. That's a good tip to use if you can get them when they're napping and they're tired. That's a good way to do it. So Let's see if I can get her to behave for just one more so you can see how quick it is. Molly, Molly, good girl. That's a good girl. Oh, that's a good girl. Good girl, Molly. Good girl. Usually she's a little bit better than this, but like I said, I usually try and get her when she's tired, and she is not tired right now. She's wide awake. Ooh, let's see. Stop. There. So it's really quick and easy. Even if you've got a squirmy dog like this, you hold on that paw and you can just take it, and that nice sharp stainless steel blade takes the tip right off that nail. And last but not least, here's the Dremel. Obviously much different than the clippers, but I will show you some of its features. So here is the low setting. Off is in the middle, and then the high setting. Now you can hear that noise really well when it's up close like this, so you can see how some dogs would be scared of that. This bottom piece here is the battery, and that comes right out very easily. You squeeze here on the sides and pull that out. Again, there's this file here on top. That's what spins around and files your dog's nails. This black piece, again, can twist off so the file can pop out and you can replace that easily. This blue button on the top is a locking mechanism, so that when you're twisting this top piece to get the file out, you can go ahead and lock that so it doesn't spin, just in case you're wondering what that blue button is for. And then I will go ahead and show you the charger as well as here. You put the battery right in here, and then it's got the charging light here. The green light will pop on when your battery is all charged. So that is something that you want to look for, again, if you're going to purchase a Dremel, is that you want the rechargeable battery and not those disposable replacement batteries, because that will save you money in the long run. So I am going to use the Dremel on our Chocolate Lab Sadie. I'm going to go find her. If you guys have any questions on the Dremel, on the Epoca Clippers, or again on the Safari Clippers, please don't hesitate to ask. You can find us on social media, find us on our webpage, or you can email me, Samantha@topdogtips.com, and I will be happy to do that. So I am going to go ahead and round up our dogs and take you outside and show you. Again, Sadie's not super comfortable with these Dremel products, but I will show you what it can do and how it works on her paws. Okay, so now I found Chloe, and she's hanging out here enjoying the beautiful Maine weather today. And I'm just going to show you how the Dremel works. Like I said, I don't Dremel my dog's nails. I clip them with a nail clipper. It's faster. My dogs prefer it. Chloe is a rescue, and she doesn't really like the noise of a Dremel, but she does tolerate it. But I try and do things that give them as least anxiety as possible. So we choose to use nail trimmers. But you may choose to use a Dremel for many reasons. One, your dog may dislike nail clippers and prefer the Dremel. And two, it is slower for me, but you may like that. I am very confident and comfortable clipping my dog's nails because I've done it for so long. I don't worry about taking off too much and getting the quick, and that's one thing that a lot of pet parents do worry about and gives them a lot of anxiety when clipping nails. So if you have a lot of anxiety, you'd rather use a Dremel. It takes off just a little bit at a time as opposed to the nail clipper that takes off that big chunk. So there are many reasons why you may prefer a Dremel. Don't take my word for it. Try one out and see what you like. If you don't have any friends or family that have a Dremel, you can always ask a local groomer if maybe you can try out different products if they have those. Or what you may do is find one that has a return policy or a money back guarantee if you don't enjoy it, and go that way. Try the nail trimmers, try the Dremel, and make up your own mind. Personally, I prefer the nail clippers, but the Dremel does work well, and I will go ahead and show this to you if Chloe will tolerate it. So you turn it on and you can hear that noise. You just hold your dog's paws just like you would as you're clipping, and you just put it right against their paw. You can tell Chloe doesn't really like it, but she's allowing it. And you just keep going like that until it's filed down flat, and you get rid of that little point on the end. So it's really easy to use. Again, like I said, if you push in really hard, it's going to stop the Dremel from spinning. So you don't want to do that. You want to just like I did, hold your dog's paw very gently, just hold that Dremel on the tip of the nail and just let that grind down. I'll go ahead and show you one more time. You just hold your dog's paw. You want to hold it nice and firm, kind of separate that toe, and just place it up against the nail and file that right down until you get to a point where it's nice and flat and you don't mind, and then you can move on to the next nail. If this is the first time you're using a Dremel on your dog, you may have to start slowly. As with nail clipping as well, you might do, get them used to the noise of the Dremel and kind of being around the Dremel, get them used to you touching their paws, and then, maybe do one nail at a time for a little while. I have made a how-to video on how to clip your dog's nails, so be sure to check that out as well if you need more information about nail clipping. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the Dremel that I haven't answered in this review, don't hesitate to ask. I'd be happy to help in any way that I can. You can contact me through our website. You'll find my email address. It's samantha@topdogtips.com. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to leave any comments on any of those, it will get back to me, and I will be happy to help. If you have any suggestions about products that you're looking for a review on that you can't find on our website, be sure to send those to me as well. I will be happy to look into getting those reviews done for you. If you guys need anything, again, don't hesitate to get a hold of me, and I will try and answer it for you. If you've tried the Dremel yourself, I would be really interested in hearing your personal review and how you like it and how your dogs like it. And I think that's about it for today. So if you guys need to contact me, feel free, and I will see you back a little bit later with another wonderful review. Have a great day, guys.